just giving people a few moments to jump in. I've just cast the circle here. Traditionally on the morning of the rise of the sun, particularly on the winter solstice, we would call in 3 bells. So perhaps that's maybe something you may want to consider bringing into your home altar or your home studio on Sunday morning when the sun officially stands still. So the solstice in Latin actually means the sun's standing still. So it's the shortest day of light and the longest day of darkness in our solar calendar. So this actually marks the coming of the turn of the sun, and being the winter solstice, it reminds us that, particularly in the southern hemisphere, it's a time for us to nourish in, to incubate, to really welcome in the longest period of darkness, because the sun rises Eastern time at around 7:43 on Sunday, the 21st, and it sets around 5 p.m. And then you think, yeah, the beautiful darkness that is, upon us. We know that it's just a reminder that the darkness is actually going to give us a path forward out of light. And I think that that's sometimes a bit of a metaphor for perhaps where it is that we are in the world at this particular point in time, is that there is a lot of unease and uncertainty. So the winter, as the sun shifts its face towards spring, is also a reminder that if we're maximising our potential during this dark time, we're going to be able to propel ourselves forward into the great mother phase of spring. So setting intentions and really connecting with your spiritual practice is a beautiful way to honour this beautiful turning of the sun, the winter solstice. Another way that you can actually perhaps even look to bring in the energy of particularly the elements is that winter is synonymous obviously with fire. So bringing in some kind of fire element into your practice. So whether that's a candle or whether that's incense, traditionally we would light a Yule log. So in the Celtic or pagan tradition, lighting the log from the sundown to the sunrise the following day also symbolises the connection back to the earth, and that when the ashes are returned, to Mother Earth, it's with reverence to her that the light is also going to return. So I think energetically, the incubation period of the darkest night is also, very, very beautiful. So if there's some opportunity for you to take in the beautiful skyscape on Sunday and give thanks for the gifts of darkness, but also the gifts of light. So I won't be hosting any events over this weekend, but I will be holding space for myself personally. I'm also actually joining a virtual circle with my sisters in the Northern Hemisphere, who, it's beautiful, isn't it? We're connected in this sacred container, even though we may not physically be in the same space. So I'm actually going to be joining a summer solstice celebration in my own personal practice at some stage over this period of time. So my sabbatical, for me, in terms of my contemplative practice, is going to start from midday on Saturday, and then, when the sun rises Monday morning. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I wanted to hold space for you quickly this morning to support you, also to maybe even bring in some of these elemental, beautiful nature's wisdom into your own practice. So this morning, the practice is going to be a beautiful salute also to the energy of the moon, because obviously the energy of the moon is yin focused. This period of time is yin focused, is introspective, so I wanted to take you through the moon salute, as well as a few more asana. So when you're ready, let's just come in to find a sacred nest for ourselves, sitting in to nourish, sitting in to find connection with your breath. And in that comfortable seat position, it might just mean rooting down through the earth. It could mean the legs in front. It could just mean that your hips may need to be slightly propped forward, so the rotation of the pelvic bowl tilts towards Mother Earth. Whatever's comfortable for you, just relax and just find the rhythm of your natural breath. So it's just the rise and fall of the breath. If you have any things that you're bringing into your sacred space this morning, such as a candle or incense, any essential oils. So essential oils that I'm using this morning, Siberian fir, anything from the earth and fire. So bringing in feathers, bringing in rocks, bringing in plants, bringing in seeds, those kinds of things, placing around and in your home. But as we digress back to the breath, inhale through the nose. So there's a beautiful pause at the top of the breath as you expand the heart, and the exhale is out the nose, sitting back into the sit as the chest now rises, new space, the belly's open and full, inhaling and exhaling. So let's just place now the palms facing up, just in the middle of the seat position. Just be ready to receive any universal messages as you sit, and just establish a beautiful relationship or connection with this winter solstice inspired practice. So perhaps this is also an opportunity to celebrate the longest day of darkness with some journaling, intention setting, and also perhaps even your own ritual of release. So if you're wanting to work with me in this sacred space, I certainly have opportunities to engage with you one-to-one through my Awakening the Divine Feminine program, which actually looks at ritual and ceremony and looks at the bringing in the elements and working with nature's rhythms. So please do let me know if you're interested in connecting. So let's just bow our heads in gratitude to one another for showing up this morning, and also bow our heads in gratitude first and foremost to yourself. So establish that connection with the practice, with the breath. And let's now all lovingly just join hands into Namaskar prayer pose, bowing the head once again, so allowing the chin to focus into the heart, extending through the back of the neck. Next breath and inhale, raise the heart up and open. Tilt the head back so the neck gets a nice lift, the chin is up. Perhaps the eyes are soft and closed, but just not squinched. We just want to make sure that we're allowing ourselves to just feel the lifting of the heart and the expansion of the neck. Exhale, chin comes back to chest, some light awakening. Rotation of the neck back and forth. And the exhale, when the chin comes back to the heart, it's also now visualizing perhaps what it is that you've been holding back on saying. And this reminds us to open the throat, speaking the words of truth from the heart. Exhale, chin towards the throat. Length through the back of the spine, drop the shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, chin back to chest. Now let's just place both hands on the fronts of the knees, and let's also just sit the chest forward and now concave the chest back and around. So we're making this beautiful egg shape with the chest. So the chin comes towards the chest, and we raise the chest up and open and tilt the neck back as you lift the heart forward. Pelvic bowl tilts back as well, so you're rotating the hips, so you're sinking back now into the hips, rotating that nice egg shape, so you're getting that release of the exterior functions of the shoulders. Raise up, chest open, lift the heart. Inhale and exhale. So seated cat-cow combination. So when you're coming back to sit into your seat, the navel comes back to the back of the spine, and it's that rotation of the shoulders around. Inhale, lift the heart. That's it, breath. Exhale. So now on the next inhale, big inhale in through the nose, and the exhale now is out the mouth. Release. Inhale, raise the heart up through the nose, inhale in, and the exhale out the mouth. So when you exhale out, let's see if we can feel that through Sadhisvana, down into the yoni, down into the womb space. Inhale. And This winter solstice, this season is also the return of the crone. Exhale. The return of the crone woman is in darkness, she's shadowy, she's fierce, she's powerful. Bring in the colour red as well into your practice to really connect with this intuition of her. Exhale, that's it, continue with the rotations, just awakening slowly. Inhale and exhale back to take the seat. Just going to guide you now through just some pranayama practice, the Ujjayi breath. All the breath of fire. Let's just see how we go. So the next inhale, in through the nose. Slight pause at the top of the breath. Exhale just out the nose. So the inhale, what I'd like you to do is fill the belly with the breath. And feel the connection back to the throat. And the exhale. So the exhale out the nose, but feel the connection back to the back of the throat. So it kind of sounds like the rhythm of the ocean. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, now change the rhythm just slightly out the mouth. Breathing, the belly's full. Exhale, slowly out the mouth. Just hear the rumblings of the waves at the back of the throat. Exhale. Hear the breath. Don't be afraid to hear the breath. This is where we often, don't necessarily connect with the intuitive body, whatever messages present forward, but don't be afraid to hear. Listen, exhale. So continue that rotation. That's it. So now we're just going to be coming into Ujjayi breath, the breath of fire. Breathing in, it's a beautiful cleansing breath. This is also working with the element of fire in the practice. So the next inhale, what I'd like you to do is just place the palms up to shoulder height. Elbows stacked forward. If you can tolerate that through the shoulders, we're nice and aligned in the shoulders here. And let's just make some fists into the hands. So just clasping the fists forward. Just get this motion. And just going to combine this with breath regulation and a kriya, perhaps in Kundalini practice. So the next inhale is we're going to be pumping the inhale and the exhale of the breath. So as you inhale in and you exhale out, push the belly out. Inhale in, exhale out the mouth. Push the belly out. Inhale in, slight pause at the top, exhale out. So let's just try and speed that breath up, breath of fire, inhale in. Let's just see how you go with that. If you lose your rhythm, just come back. And we're going to be, if we can, stick to 15 rotations. Inhale through the nose. Inhale, hold the breath, exhale out the mouth. Lift the arms down, shake the arms out. And let's just sit now with the practice here, just to see the energy rising and forming in the body. This could be some torment energy that's been laying stagnant overnight. It's beautiful to uplift, isn't it? So I'm certainly feeling quite vibrant after that beautiful cleansing breath. So that's lovely to practice in the morning. So let's now start to move a little gracefully now, just with some flow. Inhale, exhale. So what I'd like you to do is just rotate the arms as they naturally come to the flow. Keeping the heart lifted and the exterior of the waist nice and aligned. So you may want to start to go a little deeper into this pose as well. So just seated side twists. So you may want to bring the elbow down to the floor. There's nothing too structured here as we're starting to now come into the moon salute. In devotion to the Great Mother Moon, So remembering also this weekend is the dark moon as well. So the stars will be high in the sky. Mother Moon is going to be hidden. She's not going to show her face, but just trust in the energy of this great period of great darkness. Let's celebrate that. Let's revere her. Continuing here. That's it. Feeling the opening of the body through the side. Beautiful. Remembering to breathe. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling. That's it. Breath. That's it. Continuing. A few more rotations. Softness and the flow. That's it. Breath. Okay, back to stationary position now. So coming off your position now, coming back to take the knees forward, allowing the feet to soften behind you, sending the buttocks back to the heels, breathing here, lifting the heart space, palms are facing up. Now with the right arm, let's place the right arm out to the side of the body. And what we're going to be doing here is just lifting up and then just allowing, I'm just going to have to adjust here just in terms of my space, is that left foot is going to be coming out to the left-hand side of the body. And we're going to be stacking the shoulder, the elbow and the wrist. So make a 5-pointed star with the wrist on the right side. Let's extend and lift the ribs back towards the sky. Let's have that left foot focused forward. Now let's lift the left arm up, palm facing forward. In terms of the head, let's focus the head towards the floor. Just a couple of breaths here as we start the beautiful salute to the moon. Culminating this morning's practice with Ardha Chandrasana, variation. Next, inhale, raising yourself in terms of the breath. Now let's use this hand as, so what this is essentially is the 4 quarters of the moon. Inhale, exhale, the waxing and the waning of the moon. The dark moon is to the floor. The full moon in her illumination is to the light above us. Exhale. Inhale as we rotate, the waxing, the full and the waning moon. Beautiful. Allow the chest to rise, allow the ribs to open, the expansion of the left side of the waist. That's it, breath. Now the next inhalation, getting ready to now allow ourselves to surrender back. So the buttocks now comes back to the back of the heels here. The next inhale is to bring the hands forward in front of you. You may not be able to see because of my altar, but just allow the bowing of the head forward. Exhale. Breathing beautifully here. Feeling the length through the vertebrae and the spine. That left foot connects forward, so you're getting that nice release through the interior of the hamstring, left side. Next inhale, let's join ourselves, raise your heart up, lift forward. Exhale, bow the head in gratitude to the Great Mother, both in darkness and in light. Exhale. Raise yourself up again. And even in that next exhale, you may be able to even just go a little bit further into your fold. Exhale. So remember, this practice is nice and soft. Inhale and exhale. Not rushing, not building heat too quickly. So then the next inhale is just now to place that right hand, fingers pointing towards the top of the mat, being the sun, and then raise yourself up with the vibrancy of the inhale up over the head. That's it. Exhale. That's it. Continue the rotation. Ever so slowly, contemplating, expanding. As the moon expands her belly, she becomes full. Beautiful metaphor for expansion and contraction, for life and decay. Darkness and light, yin and yang. Beautiful. Exhale. Getting ready now to stack ourselves back. And in devotion, bowing our heads. Exhale. Buttocks comes back to the back of the heel. Lifting the head forward. Exhale, release. Breathing strongly. Remember that left foot in terms of the hamstring. Let's just lift the heart up now. Let's just place the right hand just into a bind here in a twist. So the right arm comes in front of the body. Turn to the shoulder. Variation is to raise the arm up, the left arm up. Rotate through the ribs. Sitting the sit bone back. Beautiful. Just watching the neck here. That's it. Now adjust yourself to come out. So that left arm, palm facing forward. Right arm, palm facing forward. Lift the heart. Exhale. Expansion of the spine. Next inhale, the final rotation on this side of the body, on the right side. So the right palm faces down, stacking once again, wrist, elbows, shoulders, allowing yourself to rise up. Just watching the neck in terms of the neck position. If that's not comfortable to rotate the head, just allow yourself to release here. Release any tension through the face as well. Soft, be soft and open to the illumination and also the darkness that this salute presents for you. That's it, breath. And the exhale, the buttocks now comes back, sink the head, buttocks back to the heel. Inhale, place the hands forward, exhale, bow the head, surrender in. Raising the head up, ever so gently expand each vertebrae in the spine, exhale. That's it. Flow with your own essence, this dynamic breath that we've conducted on Jai and fire breath, breath of fire, Agni. Also helps us to settle into this softening practice. That's it. Inhale now, raise your heart up and expand. Once again, now come back now just to take a stable position. Turning both knees back to take tabletop. Just going to counterbalance this, lifting the toes. Come back to take your variation of Balasana. You may want to have the arms up over the head, sinking the head forward. And just settle in here. If you need some more space to expand the abundance through the front body, just tap the feet behind you, expand the knees, so you've actually a little bit more space to fold your heart in. Palms up over the head, palms facing down. Breath. Next inhale, let's lift the heart up. And let's exhale, the hands a little further forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, raise the heart up. Exhale, heart releases. That's it. Now, come back to take kind of a long table position, just so you can get some intuitive movements through the spine. S shapes through meandering the shoulders, the back of the hips, the spine, raising the heart up and open, raising your body in gentle flow and devotion to softness and awakening. Continuing here, nothing too structured, just awakening slowly. And let's now come back to take our position in readiness for the moon salute left side. So coming back to have buttocks back to heels. Just a couple of stabilizing breaths here. Palms are focused up, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. So in devotion to the moon salute, to the energy that the moon provides for us, left hand is stacked now out towards the side of the body, raising yourself up, so just adjusting where you need to in terms of the length that you have in the body. So allowing that right hand, so the left hand to come into stack, wrist, elbows, shoulder. So that right foot out towards the side, the toes are focused forward. Once again, lifting the ribs, expanding the navel back. Allow the palm to lift up. Feel that expansion through the right side, top side into the waist. Inhale. That's it. Watch the neck as well. So if the neck is feeling a little testy, let's just now rotate the neck down towards the floor. Expand and lift, navel back towards the back, and just get ready now for your rotation. So the inhale, the darkness now turns to light in this moon salute. Exhale, and you may want to also expand out over the top of the head as you rotate that arm up and open. Exhale, expand. Keeping engagement in that right leg. That's it, rotation as you look up. And the exhale, next breath. Buttocks comes back to the heels. Once again, it's that right side, the toes are focused forward. Allow yourself to meander into your pose. Expand. And key to this pose is surrendering. Be active in the pose, but not striving too far forward. For example, this could be you here up onto the elbows. This is beautiful. But just feeling the length that you want to gather into the inside of the groin. Catches also through the back of the knee. And as we know, the knees are quite stubborn when it comes to supporting us on the earth. They hold some tension. Just allow yourself to surrender in. Not second guessing where you need to be. Just holding yourself in surrender. A few more breaths. Breathing deeply. Inhale. Draws the energy in. Exhale, release. Supporting yourself now to come out. So placing perhaps even the right hand to the middle of the body, and now expand yourself up and open. As you rise yourself up. And exhale. Breath and rotation. That's it, breathing, flowing, lifting the heart, bowing your head, introspection. As we know, the darkness of the moon is about introspection, channeling intention, being focused on us. Exhale, buttocks comes back. And rotate yourself forward, expand that heart, exhale. In devotion to the moon. So if that sometimes is a little catchy through the left side of the knee, just place a little pillow or a blanket or a block underneath your seat. Or the back, underneath the back of the knee, if that catches. Breath and rotation. Raise the heart up. And let's just come into an optional variation, which is just to come into a little bit of a side twist. So the palm is facing down or the palm is facing up, the left side. Allow yourself to go into the pose a little deeper, into a side twist by lifting and raising the right arm up. Once again, still expanding through the ribs. Focus on that right foot, focus towards the front of the mat. That's it. Exhale. Allowing yourself to come up and expand further into the pose. Surrender the head forward. Surrender your sensations and your feelings. Anything that's not serving higher perspective, goodness, peace, harmony. Exhale, release. Once again, final rotation here. So it's that left arm, allowing yourself to come up, adjusting as you need to raise the vibration. That's it, breath. This could be enough for you here. If you're coming with the rotation, allow yourself to lift and expand. As the moon lifts her heart, shows her face, she also has another side. And it's that other side that's approaching this weekend. She's still very powerful. Inhale and exhale. That's it, breath. And for the final time, surrendering our body in, expanding yourself forward. Exhale. You may like to come to the spring of the hands as well. That is also lovely to have a deeper release through the thoracic and the chest. That's it, breath. Lift the heart up. Exhale, expand a little further. And the inhale. Now that's coming off our position. Just rotating that right leg around. Coming back to take a stable position here, tabletop. Expand, just a counterbalance for ourselves, our spine. Exhale gently back to take Balasana. I'm just going to be releasing my arms in variation. Palms facing up. And just allowing the shoulders to rest as you surrender the head forward. Breathing softly, connecting with your body, connecting with this true essence that's rising in you with softness. As we now come back to just a bit of an extension through our tabletop pose. And just allowing this free flow of the spine, the shoulders to come in, rotating, spiraling, softening. This practice of pratyahara, sense withdrawal, is actually true connection to your body and your practice. So not being self-conscious. If you even want to make a howl at the moon, breath in, breath out. Exhale. That's it, breathing. And come to a stable position now. We're going to be coming through our Malasana, our squat pose. So with the transition to Malasana, what we can actually do, if it serves our body, is to just come through and come into a jump through in terms of a squat. So we're placing the feet earthed to the floor, shoulders into the inside edge of the knees, lifting the heart up, sinking the hips. If that doesn't serve the feet, place some blocks or bolsters under the feet. Allow the hands to come forward, sink the chest in, concave the chest. And now the rotation. Hands come up. Focus the energy up over the body. Perhaps this is just you having your hands over the moon. Lifting the heart. Turning the feet now back into equilibrium. Lift the heart up. Close the energy of the hands above the head. Exhale, hands come back to Namaskar prayer pose. Allowing ourselves to soften in now. Just making your way to the top of your mat. Taking Tadasana. Standing with your sovereign self, standing with your mountain. As you connect your feet to the earth, let's place the right hand over the heart, the left hand just into the belly, or perhaps even into the womb. Softening the buttocks, and just giving reverence to your beautiful, magnificent body in her perfect form, in his perfect form. Connecting your true essence from the earth to the sky. Hearing the softness in your breath. And feeling this element of air. The tinglings and sensations on the skin, but also the breath as she feeds your vital organs. And you make this point in your practice, slowly starting to feel the body just generate a little bit of warmth. In this still space is a beautiful safe container for you to come to. In a beautiful contemplative practice. So now just let's turn our mind's eye to maybe just thinking about how we can bring in these beautiful elements and this energy of the solar wheel into our being. Being in nature, writing the heart's desires, thinking about contemplation and introspection, hibernation, incubation. I'm not striving too hard, because it's within this space that transformation can occur as we then, as the sun turns his face towards spring. So this is a lovely metaphor for doing the work now, the internal work, to be able to plant the seeds so they can actually turn towards harvest as we get into the next and forward phase of summer. So it's beautiful to think that the work that we can potentially do now will allow us to reap the rewards through an abundant and prosperous harvest as it comes to the energy of summer. So let's now place the arms, just palms facing down towards the side of the body. And with the next breath, let's raise the arms up over the head. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take a seat. Utkatasana variation. Yogi's chair. Lift the heart. Next, inhale. Raise the arms up over the head. Exhale. Hands through to prayer pose. Next, inhale. Let's also bend the knees. Raise the arms up behind us. Lift the heart. Next, inhale, raise the arms up over the head. Inhale, visualize cupping the energy through the moon. Exhale, hands through to prayer. Next, inhale, rise the arms up, cupping the energy. Take a seat, Utkatasana variation, Yogi's chair. Next, exhale, let's bring the hands through to prayer pose. Come into your dangling. Allow the hamstrings to become ignited, micro bend through the knees. Let's allow the head to shift forward towards the mat. Let's grab onto the elbows or just come into dangling. Come into softness, ground the feet. Let's bend through the knees. Let's raise the arms up, palms facing back towards one another. Raise the heart, lift, up, open. Hips focused forward, inhale. Next, exhale, hands through to prayer. And starting to come into flamingo dance, walking on a moon or standing on a moon pose. Let's raise that left foot up. Find a stillness in the pose here. Lift the left knee towards 90 degrees. You may also want to point the toe. I like to flex the foot. Inhale. Hands up overhead here. Elbows into the ears. Next, exhale. Hands through to the prayer pose. Left leg comes back to find crescent lunge pose. So the left toe, focus that left toe up. Hips are focused forward. Raise the arms up. Crescent lunge. Next, inhale. Let's now raise and rotate that left foot. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So if we were to draw a line from the front of the foot to the inside of the back foot, it would be a nice stable position, nice stable line. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Next, inhale. Let's rotate now the hands. Spring of that left toe. High lunge here. Expand the heart up. Next, exhale, plant the hands. Exhale, right leg comes back. Ardha Chandrasana, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Tilting the hips back. Navel, shoulders away from the ears. That's it, breath. Spring of the toes, it makes the transition easier. Left leg comes up into the high lunge, followed by the right Uttanasana, forward fold, allowing yourself just to connect with those hamstrings. Forward fold, ground yourself. Raise the heart up. Slowly lift. Scoop the energy up above the head. And the exhale, place the hands into Namaskar prayer. Hands to the side of the body. Next inhale, raise the arms up. Once again, lift the heart. Exhale, variation, Utkatasana. Take your seat here. Breath. Hands through to prayer. Dangle here. Maybe it's a micro bend through the legs. Allowing yourself to fold in. Deep within. Expanding. Lengthening. Next, inhale. Raise the hands back behind you. Lifting the heart. Raise yourself up. With that cycle of the breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands through the prayer position. Let's just try that rotation one more time. Exhale, lift the heart, palms facing together. Beautiful. Taking your seat. Raise the arms up. Utkatasana variation, raising. Hips forward, heart lifts. Ribs expand, exhale. Hands through to prayer. Take a few stabilizing breaths as we're now coming into standing on a moon. So if this serves the practice, finding a drishti or focal point, strong lift through the leg. If that doesn't serve you, just come up to the toe. Right side. elbows into the ears. Lift the heart. Exhale, hands through to prayer. Place the foot back, crescent lunge. So it's that right foot that comes back up to the toe. Expand those hips forward. Leg through that right leg. Raise yourself up. Making a mudra perhaps over the head. Stabilize here. Lifting the heart. So that's the exhale now. Coming into Virabhadrasana to Warrior Two. So just turning that left foot, that right foot, coming into your lunge. Shooting the energy forward. Lifting from the waist. Allowing yourself now to spring the hands forward up to the spring of the toe. That's it. Placing the hands, rotating that leg back to take down dog. Ardha Chandrasana. That's it. Up to the spring of the toes. Transitioning into that high lunge here. So the right foot is forward. So from the high lunge, let's see if we can just come into finding some length and space in that hamstring on the right side. Flexing that left foot. If that's too much for the body, use some blocks to stack the hands up. Lifting the heart forward. Next inhale is now raising that left knee into the chest. Exhale. Left leg comes back. Inhale, cocooning in. Left knee into the chest. Exhale. Variation of Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Inhale. Knee into the chest. Exhale. And for the final variation, if you're coming with Ardha Chandrasana, right hand comes out to 45 degrees. Left hand, place that up onto the waist. Allow yourself to open. Flexing that left foot. That's it, beautiful. Next inhale. Allow that left hand, right hand to steady, left leg comes back. Exhale, right downward facing dog. And final rotation. It's coming into that variation of Ardha Chandrasana again. Beautiful. And that could be your pick pose. So it's that left leg. Up to the high lunge. Adjusting the space. I just need a little bit more space as I'm out of shot there, I think. Yeah. Once again. Rotating that left, right knee into the chest. Exhale. Spring of the hands or flat of the hands, whatever serves the body. Inhale. Knee into the chest. Exhale. Lift the heart up. Inhale. Final time, right knee into chest. Exhale. And once again, if you're coming on the moon, raising yourself up and open. Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, right hand comes back, followed by the right foot. Exhale, flat of the hands. Left leg comes back, downward facing dog. Rotate through the hips. And it's come to rest, spring of the toes. Come to take your child pose. Exhale, sinking in. Palms facing up. And surrender. Breathing deeply. Beautiful reverence for the capacity of your body. And from child's pose, let's find our way now to take a final twist. So we slowly start to nourish in to get ready for our final rest shavasana. So let's take our place, buttocks comes back, knees into the chest. Let's rotate those knees inward, inhale breath, knees come into chest, exhale, the knees come to the opposite side. Inhale, knees in, exhale, breath, opposite side. Breath. Okay, so let's now just come back to widening the flow through the pelvic bowl here. Beautiful pose to increase vitality to the cervix. Expanding, softening the shoulders away from the ears, lift the chest. Next breath, wind release pose, knees come into the chest here. Next exhale, let's point the toes up, let's drop the hips back. Spend a couple of breaths here, taking the weight of the world off. Introspection, looking up at the feet, thanking your feet for supporting you as you connect with the essence of the earth, but also looking to the mother and the father, great mother, father, sky. As you soften in reverence to the beautiful moon salute and Ardha Chandrasana, peak pose, half moon pose. Exhale, feet come back to the floor. Few breaths here, settling into your body. And that's together. Just hold the twist now, but bringing both knees to the opposite side. And just use the opposite arm, palm facing up to the right side of the body. Looking out over the right shoulder. Adjusting the neck to look forward. Allow the knees to rise up once again. Transitioning those knees through to the opposite side. And that palm faces up lovingly, left side. Allow the expansion through the ribs. Release of the lumbar spine. Find your breath. And the next rotation of the knees just comes back with windscreen wipers, just meandering those knees from side to side, expanding the pelvic bowl. And when you're ready, just grab for your eye pillow, your beautiful blankie, whatever it is that you need to feel supported in your final rest pose. We're taking your corpse pose, Shavasana. Allowing palms to become soft, the feet untangled, the body is rested into surrender, into a state of nourishment, into a state of stillness. Soften the eyes. Become aware of any tension that may be sitting residually through the jaw. Pay attention to the tongue at the back of the mouth, the space between the teeth. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And I'm just going to allow you to be present. To be connected with your body, connected with your breath, and therefore connected with the intentions for your practice. And I'm just going to leave you just for a few more moments, just to allow your breath to be your guide. And I'll just bring you back shortly. As you're getting ready to rise and reconnect, just want you to find a couple of moments in still practice, just so that your transition is not rushed. Very respectful of your place on the mat at this particular point in time. And we just want to move and create the tone of your transition with nourishment, with ease. When you're ready, just slowly connect back with that intention for your practice and slowly move the hands and the toes. The breath becomes a bit fuller and deeper. And when you're ready, I lovingly invite you just to return. You might like to bring the arms up over the head. You may like to just bring the knees into the chest by giving yourself a nice, warm, nourishing hug. And you may also like to lead your transition out just through recovery pose with a few breaths as the heart leads you forward. And when you're ready to take your seat, just lovingly now invite you all to close our practice together just by joining hands into the prayer position, into Namaskar. And as we lift the heart together, let's breathe in an intention and let's exhale together. Breathing in the intention into the heart, deep from within the flesh and bones of the body. Inhale, exhale out the mouth. the mouth, and as we exhale out the mouth, let's bow our heads in gratitude for this beautiful sacred container on the eves of the winter solstice, the longest, darkest day of the year. So thank you so much, yogis, for allowing me to guide you this morning. It's a very sacred and special practice for me. So lovingly invite you to step into some contemplation and hibernation, incubation, whatever word summarizes for you nourishment. So lots of love, namaste, and thank you so much for joining me. Take care, everyone. Blessings.